You know, we are living through a massive technological shift right now, and I mean a truly generational one. It's the kind of shift that's going to make the AI we've gotten used to over the last few years, well, it's going to make it look like a toy calculator. We're moving way beyond just asking questions. We are entering a world where AI actually does things for us. So let's break down what this revolution is all about.
So if you're still thinking that AI is just, asking a chatbot for a dinner recipe or to summarize an article for you, you're going to need a pretty major update. Because that whole era of passive information finding AI, it's already on its way out. The age of active, autonomous AI, well, it's already here.
And this slide right here, this really captures the single biggest change happening. We are going from an AI that finds stuff for you to an AI that does stuff for you. I mean, think about it like this. It's the difference between a search engine showing you a list of available flights and a true digital assistant that goes ahead and books the best ticket, puts it on your calendar, and even arranges the Uber to the airport. That's the leap we're talking about.
Okay, so this new kind of AI, it has a name. We call it an AI agent. But what does that actually mean? What is an agent, and what makes it so profoundly different from the chatbots that we've all been playing with? Let's get right into it.
Here's the core of it. An AI agent is an autonomous system, but you have to pay really close attention to those three key words. It can reason, it can plan, and, this is the most important part, it can execute. It's not just spitting back information, it's actually plugging into other software, accessing data sources, and taking action in the world. It basically becomes a digital member of your team.
So how does an agent think? Well, it's nothing like a simple chatbot query. It goes through what some are calling a long thinking process. First, it breaks down your goal into smaller pieces. Then, it figures out what tools it needs, maybe your calendar, maybe a company database, and it accesses them. Then, it reasons through all the possible paths to get the job done, and only then does it actually execute the task. It's this whole multi-step process that explains why a single agent task can use up to 1,000 times more computing power than just asking a simple question.
So how in the world are we building this incredibly powerful and, frankly, incredibly expensive technology? Well, it all comes down to three core pillars. Think of it as a whole new type of infrastructure that the world's biggest tech companies are spending billions and billions of dollars to build as we speak.
Pillar one is the engine, the hardware. And look, this isn't just about adding more servers to a data center. No way. We are talking about brand new, custom-built chips designed specifically for reasoning. I mean, NVIDIA's Blackwell platform isn't just a chip. They're marketing it as a thinking machine. Amazon's building its own with Project Rainier. This is a complete re-engineering of the fundamental hardware that powers AI.
And just to put the mind-boggling scale of this into perspective, get this. In just 1 year, Microsoft added over 2 gigawatts of new power capacity. That's enough new energy to power a major city, and it's all just for running these new AI systems. The physical scale of this revolution is absolutely staggering.
Now, you can have the most powerful engine in the world, but it's useless without fuel. And for AI agents, the fuel is data. But not just any data, a company's private internal data. The problem is, that data is usually a total mess, scattered across dozens of different systems. That's why these companies are building what's called a semantic layer. You can think of it like a universal translator that lets the AI securely understand and connect all the dots, from sales records to customer support tickets, creating one single unified brain.
And the final pillar is the brain itself, the software platform that brings the engine and the fuel together. This is basically the operating system for AI's agents. And the names tell you everything you need to know. Salesforce is literally calling its platform Agentforce. Google has Agent Space. These are the command and control centers where companies will build, manage, and deploy entire armies of digital workers.
Okay, so we've got the engine, we've got the fuel, and we've got the brain. But this isn't just some blueprint for the future. It is happening right now. Let's take a look at how these agents are already being used out in the wild by some of the biggest companies on Earth.
And the applications are already all over the map. You've got Salesforce using agents to automate sales outreach on a scale that's just impossible for humans. Bank of America has them reconciling incredibly complex financial trades, work that used to be so tedious. Amazon's Rufus is an agent designed to help you shop. And at Google, agents are literally helping write the company's own code.
Seriously, let that one sink in for a minute.
At Google, one of the most advanced software engineering companies on the planet, nearly half of all new code is now either generated or assisted by AI. This is not a tool for making minor edits. This is a fundamental change in how the technology that runs our world is being created.
And this isn't just happening behind the scenes in engineering departments. Out in the consumer world, Bank of America's assistant, Erica, is already handling over 58 million client interactions every single month. This is Agentic AI working at an unbelievable scale today. So when you combine this massive investment in infrastructure with these real-world examples, you can only come to one conclusion. We are witnessing, in real time, the creation of an entirely new kind of workforce, a digital workforce.
This chart does a great job of showing you why this is such a monumental change. A simple chatbot query? That's like a tiny, predictable blip of network traffic. But an AI agent task? That's a persistent, high-intensity workload that can generate up to 25 times more traffic. This is exactly why those three pillars, the new engine, the new fuel, and the new brain, are so absolutely essential. The demands are just on a completely different level.
So what's the end game here? Why are these companies pouring billions upon billions into this tech? It all comes down to this one single strategic goal: to decouple revenue growth from headcount expansion. The entire point is to build businesses that can grow and serve more customers and make more money without having to hire more humans at the same rate.
This really is the core idea. What we are seeing here is the rise of a truly scalable, completely autonomous workforce made out of code. This is the birth of digital labor.
And that, of course, brings us to the final, unavoidable question. This technology is being explicitly built to separate a company's growth from the number of people it employs. So, in a world where digital labor can scale almost infinitely, with no limits, what does that mean for the future of human labor? That is the question this revolution is forcing every single one of us to confront.